So this video is going to be a little bit different. I was planning on doing a full review of the Pixel 10 Pro XL, but I thought I'd compare it to the iPhone 16 Pro Max because 1, they're just about the same, and 2, there aren't many new hardware changes. In this video, I'll talk about the similarities, differences, and what to expect if you want to switch. So let's get started. Okay, the Pixel 10 Pro XL is basically last year's phone. Glass on the front and back with flat sides. The only things that change are the slightly thicker buttons, mic and speaker design and location, SIM tray removal, thinner camera bezels, and a thicker Google logo. When we put the iPhone 16 Pro Max next to it, here's where you'll start to see the similarities. Both of these phones have that boxy design, those rounded corners, and that glass sandwich look. From far away, if you have the two phones facing up, you might not be able to tell which one is which. Each of these are close in size and weight, so you get that nice feeling in the hand. Even the next iPhone will take some design cues from the Pixel. And something I really like is the new mic and speaker layout. It's the same as iPhone, so mic on the left and speaker on the right. Now I can rest the phone on my pinky finger without the speaker being blocked. Google did remove the SIM card tray, so it's eSIM only in the US. Design-wise, they're almost identical, but here are some differences. The biggest ones are material and button layout. There's Gorilla Glass Victus 2 and aluminum sides on the Pixel, while the iPhone has ceramic shield and titanium sides. I won't test scratch and shatter resistance, but I'm guessing it's just glass with a different marketing term. Titanium is stronger and lighter than aluminum, but if you're the type of person who uses a case and screen protector, build quality won't even matter. For the buttons, Google put them all on the right side, power and volume. But Apple has the action button and volume on the left, and the side and camera control on the right. 2 less buttons on the Pixel, or 1 if you double press the power button to launch the camera, and a different layout. If you're interested in the Pixel 10 Pro XL, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Alright, just like design, the displays are very similar, minus a few tweaks. Both the 10 Pro XL and the 16 Pro Max have OLED screens, 120Hz, and LTPO. The Pixel has a slightly smaller screen than the iPhone, but it does have a higher peak brightness. Here's how the screen looks in direct sunlight. The Pixel also has a slightly higher resolution, aspect ratio, and PPI. The iPhone does have one advantage, thinner bezels. It looks nicer, but you'll be looking at the screen most of the time anyways. Looking at the two side by side, I think the Pixel has a nicer display. The colors are more accurate, and this is with True Tone and Adaptive Tone turned off. Since we're talking about displays, let's move on to unlocking the phone. The Pixel has a hole punch selfie camera for face unlock, while the iPhone has Dynamic Island for Face ID. Face unlock is fast, but it does have a hard time unlocking in lower light. It's just a camera with no additional sensors. Face ID works just about every time. There's even live activities, which is useful for music or timers. But the Pixel does have an in-display ultrasonic fingerprint reader. I use it more than Face Unlock because I can unlock the phone while it's on my desk. So on paper, the Pixel 10 Pro XL has a larger battery than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But in everyday use, both phones can last me the entire day. The Pixel has faster wire charging, about 70% in 30 minutes, compared to the iPhone's 50% in 30 minutes. But for wireless charging, both phones support up to 25 watts. On the back of the Pixel 10 series, there's a ring of magnets for wireless charging, which Google calls Pixelsnap. And you might be thinking, Kevin, isn't Pixelsnap basically MagSafe? Well yeah, but it's the Qi 2 magnetic standard. Now you don't need to buy those MagSafe cases, and every accessory you already own works with the 10 Pro XL. Here's my wireless charger, and the Pixel snaps right on and starts charging. Power banks align perfectly every time, and this MagSafe mount I use for my tripod has been very convenient. It's easier to attach and detach without having to use any clamps. I'm glad Google added Pixelsnap, because it's the one thing I miss whenever I use an Android phone. Pixel phones don't have the greatest performance out of any smartphone. The Tensor G5 loses in terms of raw power against the A18 Pro, but unless you're doing intensive activities on a daily basis, it can handle everyday tasks and multitasking with no issues. I can browse the web, scroll through social media, have a video playing, and the phone doesn't lag at all. I even tried gaming, and that's where I'll notice a big difference. When I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero at the highest settings, Tensor G5 struggles a bit, while the iPhone handled it pretty good. Tensor chips are geared towards the AI features that Google packs in their phones. Each phone starts at 256 gigs of storage for $1,200, but the 10 Pro XL does have double the RAM compared to the 16 Pro Max. Unless you'll be gaming a lot, the Pixel is fine for most things. The Pixel 10 Pro XL and the iPhone 16 Pro Max both feature a triple camera system, a wide camera, ultra-wide, and telephoto. Some cameras have similar megapixels and others don't, but again, numbers aren't everything. I'll take several photos and videos so you can decide which one you like better. Personally, I like the Pixel's photos a lot more. They look more natural compared to the iPhone. I normally edit my photos, but most people just point, shoot, and share. On the video side of things, the iPhone wins by far, and is still my main device for shooting these YouTube videos. Videos shot on Pixel aren't bad, it's just a step back from the iPhone. Also, there's no log recording, which is what I use, but a normal person won't even touch it. Android and iOS are completely different operating systems, so it's not really fair to compare the two. This can be a whole separate video, but let me know if you're interested. Android 16 has Material 3, while iOS 26 has Liquid Glass. Both are great, but I'm a fan of that depth and transparency. iOS is a lot more customizable these days, but you still can't change the layout size. Even if you switch, you'll still be familiar with a different look: lock screen, home screen, notifications, and quick controls. Most apps you have installed will probably be cross-platform, so apps like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Notion. For first-party apps like Messages, Safari, Mail, and Music, there'll be a Google version, and some apps on iOS like Chrome and Gmail. Then there are services like iMessage and FaceTime. Android does have RCS and Google Meet, and it's very similar, but you'll be a green bubble person. If you rely on AI tools, the Pixel has the best ones. Apple added some last year like cleanup and writing tools, and this year there's call screening and hold assist. But Google is on a different level. Magic Hue shows you the info you need when you need it. ProRes Zoom enhances photos taken at 100x, and Ask Photos lets you edit a picture just by typing. The Pixel 10 Pro XL is the iPhone for Android. You get a similar design, a better display, and Qi 2 charging with Pixelsnap. Let me know if you'd make the switch in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!
Whoa.